Hi there, my name's Nick. Welcome to the 120th. This is a channel I am setting up basically for anybody who is starting in medium format film photography or is perhaps already in it on a kind of low level as an amateur and wants to do more of it and wants to see somebody else screw it up before they screw it up. I am a professional photographer and a filmmaker, but I use digital cameras. Film cameras was something I started off on years and years ago, and it's something I've picked up again. Now 35mm I'm not so excited about. I will do some 35mm photography here and there. I'm more interested in medium format and potentially one day large format, who knows. So this channel is all about letting you guys follow along on my journey through analog film photography and medium format film photography. And that will be getting out and about, doing shoots, testing films, testing cameras, trying new things, seeing how it all works, letting you see every mistake that I make so that you don't have to make the same mistakes again. I am no camera repair specialist by any means. I don't really know what I'm doing, but if you've only paid 25 quid for something on eBay, then you don't stand to lose much, do you? I wouldn't dream of taking a screwdriver to my Canon 5D Mark IV or my Sony A7R III because I would invariably destroy them within minutes, and I'll probably do that with these film cameras as well, let's be honest. But if it's only cost you 25 quid and you know the possible outcomes are a camera that is dead stays dead, or you potentially bring it back from the grave and you get another 4 or 5 years happy shooting out of a film camera that otherwise wasn't working, then you know, get the screwdrivers out, let's have a go. If you're a little bit nervous about taking a screwdriver to your 1950, 1960 camera because you're worried you'll break it and destroy it and it'll never work again, I'm going to do it first and you can watch me and see how badly I screw it up and decide for yourself based on that whether or not you want to do that. So I'll just introduce you to my stable of cameras. I've only got 5. I've got 5. That's not true actually. I've got about 15 cameras, but I've got 5 that are my cameras that I keep and I use on a regular basis for the moment. So I've got number 1 is the trusty Canon AE1 program. My dad bought this for me when I was about 12 or 13. So that is now, I'll reveal my age to you, but that is now 28 years ago. So he got it serviced before he gave it to me. So that was last serviced 28 years ago, and is probably, what were these, late 70s, early 80s Canon AE1 program. So that's probably best part of 40 years old, serviced probably once in that time, hasn't been serviced 28 years. I think that 28 years later, the shutter is starting to stick a little bit, so I'm actually going to send that in for a service pretty soon. But either way, that is an absolute workhorse, an amazing camera. If you are thinking about starting in 35mm analog film photography, you really can't go too far wrong with one of those. It's amazing. Now, next up, another workhorse for me, primarily because this thing is again, it's bulletproof and just takes cracking photos. Yashica 635 TLR, twin lens reflex. Again, I mean, that's probably 70s, 80s, I would imagine. I would need to look up the history on it. I'll do some a proper video using this one. This thing produces just crisp, clean, beautiful images. Can't fault it. Cost me £100, and that was about 4 or 5 years ago. I think you can get them for similar these days. There's plenty of TLRs knocking about. On the subject of TLRs, let's move on to another one. The Lomo, or rather the Lubitel 166B. This one I will probably sell fairly soon because I can't stand it. Major issue at the moment is it's got light leak. I'm getting, and again I'll do a video on this at some stage, but I'm getting really clear light leaks across the top of every frame. I need to identify where that light is coming from, see if I can fix it. Then maybe I'll use it a bit more. I mean, it's a difficult camera to use, it's difficult to focus, it's difficult to frame. I think it's they were pretty cheap cameras in their day, I believe. So, but you know, it has its character. It's not without character. If I can fix that light leak, then the images that it takes are pretty good. So that's something I will be doing, and I'll obviously put that on the channel as well, so you can come along with me and see how we might fix a light leak, and then see whether or not I've achieved fixing a light leak. So that'll be fun for all of us. And finally, we have my pride and joy, which it shouldn't be, really, and that is the tank, the Bronica S2. Now, everybody said, don't buy a Bronica S2, the gearing mechanism and everything is, well, they wear out, get an S2A, that's the advice, but I'd never used a Bronica before, I'd never used an S2 or an S2A, and I didn't want to fork out 300, potentially £400 on a camera that I didn't know much about. Maybe I wouldn't like it, you know, I didn't spend much on this one, but I know I don't like it. So why go out and spend £400 on a camera that I'm then potentially not going to like. I'll do a video on this separately, but this is, I actually love this camera. When I first got it, I paid £200 for it, and it weighs about £200 as well. When I first got it, it had some focusing problems, which are common with this model of camera, with the S2s and the S2As and the ECs as well, I believe, which is all to do with the ground glass and the focusing screen. And I have done a video, and we'll post a video soon, which basically is me taking a screwdriver to the Bronica and the focusing screen. I don't want to ruin it for you, but it worked. The fix worked. No, obviously that's, you know, when you watch that video now, all the tension's gone. You don't know if I'm going to destroy it forever or not. But that is working really well. Creates some extraordinary images. I love that camera. So there we go. That's the... Oh no, one more. Another camera that isn't working. Let's just put this here. Another camera that is currently not working, and that is an Agfa Isolette I. Now that is the oldest camera that I think I currently own. A folding camera with a bellows. Everything that you need is around the lens. This actually does have a shutter release on the body itself. A lot of them don't. A lot of them you cock and fire the shutter down here. Now that was taking some nice photos for a little while. I mean, it's a fiendishly difficult camera to use. Zero communication between the lens and the viewfinder. Therefore, everything is down to measuring distances and metering everything for yourself. But that also has some light leaks now. And I'm 99% sure it's not the bellows, which is quite often where these things go, which is this sort of foldy bit here. It's somewhere around, I think we got a light leak around the seals here, around the seals around the door. So another fun job for me sometime soon, which I will let you join me on. I don't think I'm going to do anything more complicated than stuff it full of foam around all the cracks and see what happens. But I will. That'll be on the channel soon as well. So there we go. That's the 120th. Join me for my various adventures and misadventures in the world of medium format film photography. It's going to be a hoot.